All right, everybody, so we got rained out yesterday.
And we got rained out today.
So we're gonna take you guys along on what we do today. We got some fun stuff planned, so we figured we'll just make a video anyway. And right now we're headed to breakfast.
Yeah, and we're driving Heather's Jeep. She doesn't have her seatbelt on.
I'm gonna put it, we literally live a block away from the breakfast place.
So yeah, we're gonna get some grub and our favorite breakfast spot, which is, like Heather just said, probably 3 blocks from the house. And I'm hungry. Look at that sky. It's like a crazy sky this morning. All right, so we're gonna eat here at it's called the Elkhorn Inn in the town of Bendersville. And the place has some historic meaning to it. It's been there for a long time. But, it's been in and a hotel at one time, or in and a restaurant at one time. So now I think it's just a restaurant. So I can smell the food already.
If you ever stop here, you can read about the history. It's pretty cool. Lots of history in this area.
Yeah, so
here we go.
Let's eat.
As you can see, I made a super healthy choice. A piece of chocolate cream pie left over from the dinner menu from the previous night.
One of my favorite things about the Elkhorn is you can get pancakes instead of toast, and I love their pancakes.
Bill teases me about getting a dessert with my coffee, but it doesn't stop him from having to try a bite once I'm finished with it. All right, breakfast was a success.
Oh, I'm so full now.
We're gonna go home, get changed, and head to town, get some coffee at the little coffee shop, and take a walk. All right, we're bundled up. We are headed out. We have gloves, everything. It's freezing. I think it's like 38 degrees, so.
I mean, it's not that cold. It's just a little breezy.
I don't like the cold.
Look at the sunshine. I think it's pretty nice for March. It's not nice enough today.
Well, we are committed to get some exercise today.
I mean, we might as well not waste the day. I mean, just because we can't race, which we all know that's our #1 priority. I know we're not racing today, but I kind of feel like I'm driving a race car. I'm driving Heather's Bikini Pearl Jeep Wrangler turbocharged
4-cylinder stock.
46 miles an hour.
Better simmer down, the cops.
I can't wait to get the top off this thing.
On our way to town, we passed Danny's shop where he keeps his race car behind Sandoz Fruit Market. Keep an eye out in the summer to their Facebook because sometimes they even have meet and greets with the car right here in Biglerville.
Well, this is Biglerville High School where I went to school. That's a new school. The old school, they tore down, built a new school. But Biglerville Canner, 99 right here. We're in the big town of Biglerville. We have
2 stoplights.
We have 2 now. For the longest time, we had 1. My dad would say it's the one horse town when the horse died. This is Biglerville. Known for our apples. Apples, peaches, pears, plums. So, Mouse Foods, Musselman's, Mott's, all that kind of stuff. Apple Capital. Here we are. So, just passing through. On the way to Gettysburg. We're about, I would say, 8 to 10 miles north of Gettysburg is where we live. And Biglerville is about 7 miles north. So, you don't want to blink, you'll just miss it. Oh, we got a gas station now too. So we're moving on up.
Tour of Biglerville up here, right there, is the house that Bill and I, when we met, Bill rented that farmhouse. And that's where we lived until we bought our house.
Yes, sir. Yes, we did. Lived right there. Big difference compared to where we are now. Big old farmhouse. It had like 10-foot ceilings. And Heather would say the curtains moved when the wind blew.
Yeah, it was a little drafty.
It was old. Civil War house.
Well, here we are in Gettysburg, heading towards the square. You can see see the flags really flapping. It is super windy today, and you know, that's why they canceled racing, because it is actually a pretty nice day. Majestic Theater. It's owned by the college. If you didn't watch our other Gettysburg video, right here is where Bill and I got married. On the sidewalk during COVID, outside ceremony. It's great. Wasn't it, babe?
Yeah, we adapted and then we overcame.
Yeah, we sure did. Go headed up Baltimore Street right now.
The Confederate Army marched right down this street.
They sure did. There's a statue of Abraham Lincoln there in front of the library. One of 5 in town.
Oh, really?
Yes, and we'll be seeing another one today on our walk.
Old Abe.
All right, we are parked and headed over to this cute little coffee shop over here. This is the Dobbin House. It's a historical building, and they have a restaurant in there. Super good food, a little pricey, but we like to go there.
Kind of pay for the experience. Like, you get down the basement.
It's like a tavern, and even upstairs they have like real fireplaces, and it's very romantic. We went there for Valentine's Day one year, remember?
Built in 1776.
Here we go. All right, we got our coffee. We're headed up the street here for a walk.
National Cemetery.
Yep, that's where we're headed. So here we have the Friend to a Friend Memorial at the National Cemetery. This monument is a memorial to the Freemasons of the Union and Confederate armies. The Friend to Friend monument depicts a Confederate brigadier wounded after crossing the wall during Pickett's charge being attended to by another Freemason. The wall surrounding this monument shows the names of the states of the soldiers who fought at the Battle of Gettysburg. I had not planned to voice over this video, but the wind is insane. There's leaves flying everywhere. The trees are huge and still bending. You couldn't hear a word I was saying. I don't really think it's appropriate to have some lively music playing while we're doing a tour of the cemetery, so we're just going to let that go for now. Something really unique and cool at the National Cemetery is that all the trees are labeled with what they are. So if you ever have a project to do where you have to identify leaves, like I did in high school, you should come to the National Cemetery in Gettysburg. It'll do your project for you. So we can see another couple over here taking a walk just like we are. And there are so many pathways and roads that go around the whole military park. You can drive it, you can walk it. But one thing I will tell you is that you're never going to do it in a day. You're never going to do it in one visit. There are people that come back year after year. And even we live here and we still have not seen the entire military park or learned everything there is to learn. I am literally like about to blow out. I'm so glad that you made the decision not to race today. This would be a total disaster. Good job, Jerry.
Sorry, move. One win. One win.
So this monument commemorates the Gettysburg Address, which was delivered in November of 1863. Of course, the battle was July 1st, 2nd, and 3rd of 1863. So this was after the battle was over. And the actual address was given at the site of the Soldiers' National Monument, which we're going to see later on. I think one of the most profound things about Gettysburg is that you're standing on ground that people stood on all these years ago, and you can learn about the history of what happened right here. It's just absolutely mind-boggling to think about that. And here we see our second statue of Abraham Lincoln, like I told you earlier we would see. There's always a lot of cannons on the battlefield here, and it's hard to imagine people shooting these things at each other. It's crazy. It's so great that people can come here and see and understand the history in real life, not just, you know, reading about it in a book or looking at pictures on the internet. Here we have the Soldiers' National Monument, and it honors all soldiers who were involved in the Battle of Gettysburg. If you don't know, the Battle of Gettysburg had the largest number of casualties of the entire Civil War. It was a huge battle, and you know, a lot of people gave their lives or were wounded and later died, as medical care was not what it is today. One thing is for sure, the Civil War changed a lot of lives in America at the time and as time went on to today. All right, so over here is the National Cemetery where we've been walking. There's a path that goes all the way around to where we came in, which is on the other side. And then on the other side of the cemetery is the Evergreen Cemetery. So this is a private cemetery. That's the gates down there, but it butts right up against this military cemetery. But over here, next to this flag, is the grave of Jenny Wade. And if you travel to Gettysburg ever, you'll know about Jenny Wade. She's the only civilian killed in the battle. She's also one of only 2 women to have a flag, that eternal flag, which is lighted 24 hours a day, fly next to her grave. The other being Betsy Ross. So pretty special. If you ever have time to look up some of the history of Jenny Wade, it's super interesting how she was related to the battle and then ended up while baking bread for the soldiers, sharpshooter's bullet came through the door of her sister's home and hit her in the back. So yeah. So we'll end our tour of the National Cemetery with the New York Monument. This monument is absolutely breathtaking. Bill and I always agree that this monument is one of the most amazing things in the whole national park. It depicts the state of New York at the top in the form of a woman holding a wreath that she's going to put on the grave. She's weeping, and she's weeping for the members of the New York units that became casualties during the Battle of Gettysburg.
All the way from the statue at the very top of the monument down to the 360-degree depiction of the battle, and then the scroll. It's a really cool monument, and I like it. I just like looking at it because I feel like it kind of makes me pretty humble to be able to think about what went on here and the life that we're living today.
Well, that concludes our walk. We're going to head out to our next adventure, which it's kind of early. We don't have to meet everybody for a little bit.
A little time.
I'm thinking we might hit the winery.
What?
There's a small winery in town. The farm winery is outside of town, but I think we'll do that. We'll go check it out. And here is the famous Tommy's Pizza, Nasty N8s preferred lunch spot. You ever come to Gettysburg, check it out. All right, the town winery opens at 11, so we're gonna take a little stroll around the square here. All right, we're headed down the street here. There's tons of cool little shops. places to eat, drink, have fun on both sides of the street. Actually, there's a bunch of shops on the other side if you can see that. Open flags down that side too. And this is where we are headed, to Adams County Wine Club. You got raspberry. I got 3 ships is what this one's called. It's a semi-sweet. Good. So we're not racing today, but what do we sit here talking about? Going to Western PA Speed Week. Trying to figure out if we have enough crew, right, Bill?
Big pieces of the puzzle.
Take another drink. All right, we had fun wine time. Now we're headed back to the house, take off these winter clothes, and we're gonna head over to Big Hill to meet Nate and Chris and the rest of the gang.
Yeah. Get out here without getting in the crash.
Traffic circles, super fun. Heading to Big Hill, we got tons of snacks here. It's actually snowing at this point, so.
Flurries.
Still super windy.
Flurries. Don't mind my chins.
Bill, what happens when you drink wine?
It puts my mouth in gear.
I think that's where the double chins comment came from. Nate and Courtney brought the boys, which is awesome. Usually we would sit inside, which we'll show you later. But today we're going to take a seat on the porch so the boys don't have to climb up and down from the high top chairs. It can be a little dangerous when you're kids.
Oh, yes, look, this would be perfect, wouldn't it?
Yeah, we can do this.
Can you get their coats?
For you, anything, my love.
I think we all really outdid ourselves with the snacks this time. Not sure any of us knew each other was going to bring this much, but we had a lot of snacks, we had a lot of cider, and we had a great time together.
All day long it just kept snowing off and on, off and on. And you can see it's really windy, but it made for good scenery, and we enjoyed being there watching it. And everybody's just hanging out, having a good time. You made the right call not to race. And hey, well, what better to do on a Sunday? Just hang out and socialize and be with friends.
The sky looks so beautiful.
It does. We survived all the wind and the snow and all the other shenanigans.
Super good time though, as always.
Well, we had a fun day today, even though the races got rained out. Everybody went out had a good time. The girls were having a good time. We're still having a good time, ain't we?
Yeah.
So, anyway, it was a good day. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment below, and cheers. How about it?
Merry Christmas.